The presidential's constitutional power of granting clemency. I'm going to explain to you and show you the stark difference between how this power has been used by President Biden and by the felon. My name is Kurt Mullet. I'm Hoosier Blue, and I have something to say. Let's get at it. When it comes to the president's constitutional power of clemency, there are two parts to awarding clemency: pardons and commutations. A pardon forgives your conviction and it erases all of your penalties from that conviction. It gives you a clean slate from all charges and penalties that were assessed. A commutation only reduces your sentence. It does not forgive your conviction, nor does it forgive your penalties. And in many cases, it only reduces one or both. Most of the clemencies that President Biden granted were commutations. President Biden granted only 80 full pardons total in 4 years. Of those 80 full pardons, there was a total of around $689,000 in penalties that were owed. Most of the penalties that had been owed had already been satisfied or paid off. That is how the pardon process is supposed to work. Now, some of the full pardons that President Biden granted were to family members. Was that right? Well, I will leave that up for you to decide. In my opinion, he did this to protect his family. He understood the vengeance that lies deep within the felon, and I believe he took measures to protect his family and the ones he loved in the best way that he knew how. And that is why I believe he gave some of his family members full pardons. But that's my opinion. Now, most of the clemencies that the felon has given have been full pardons. In total, the felon has granted nearly 1,600 full pardons in just a short 7 months period of time. These full pardons granted by the felon have cost American taxpayers nearly $1.4 billion and counting. He is also profiting off his clemency power by accepting donations and political favors in exchange for the pardons that he is granting. Presidential clemency power has been used by every single president during his term. Some presidents have used it far more often than others. Some pardons granted have been extremely controversial, without a doubt. Now, the power of clemency was designed to give presidents a tool to forgive those who had been wrongfully accused or imprisoned and fined. But the felon president, because that is who he is, has turned it into an absolute abuse of power beyond anyone's imagination or intention of its use, because that is who he is. Case in point, the J6 insurrectionist. On day one, he granted full pardons to 1,500 criminals and released them back into society. Many of them had long, extensive prior criminal records. Many of them were in the process of investigations of criminal cases or going through the process of criminal trials. Now, here are just a few examples of those aforementioned J6 criminals. Andrew Taki. According to the FBI, Taki assaulted Capitol police officers with pepper spray and a metal whip. He was sentenced to over 6 years in prison for his role in the insurrection. After the felon's pardon, he was rearrested on previous charges of soliciting a minor for sex. Emily Hernandez. Now, Emily pleaded guilty to unlawfully entering and remaining in a building in restricted grounds. After the felon's pardon, she was sentenced to 10 years in prison for causing a drunk driving accident in 2022 that killed one person and injured another. David Daniel. According to prosecutors, Daniel was part of the attempt to break through a barricade of a Senate door and pleaded guilty to resisting police officers. But he remains in custody because of charges of possession of child sexual abuse materials. Zachary Alam. Now, he was sentenced to 8 years in prison for his role in the insurrection. After the felon's pardon, Alam was rearrested in May for an alleged home invasion and theft. I think you get the picture. There are many more instances just like these people right here who are criminals and have created crimes since they're released. And yet here we are today, a dude convicted of 34 felony accounts, found guilty of sexually assaulting E. Jean Carroll, who befriended a known child sex trafficker and banged young girls with him. He was named in a lawsuit with his great guy buddy for raping a girl who was at the time 13 years old. He has been accused of sexual misconduct by over 26 women, and I can go on and on. So here he is, attacking blue ran cities who are governed by black mayors, saying that the cities are being overran by uncontrollable criminals, using an illegal manner of kidnapping and throwing innocent people out of our country, which it's been proven now that close to 70% of the people that are being kidnapped are actually innocent and have no criminal record. But he's using these tactics, saying that he's ridding the country of criminals. It's astonishing to me how a dude like this, who continues with this rhetoric, is without a doubt the biggest criminal ever to set foot in the White House. He's releasing criminals back into society, not because they were wrongly accused or imprisoned, but because of their loyalty that they have showed to him. What's happening in our country is not about crime and criminals. This is about his deep-rooted racism for people of color and his narcissistic ego being stroked by his cult followers. He is relishing in the idea of supreme power, of becoming a dictator, and has the nerve to make the comment that some people think a dictator is a good thing. Thank you for listening to my podcast. I appreciate your support. Please hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, tell your family, friends, and coworkers about me. My name is Kurt Mullet. I'm Hoosier Blue, and I have something to say. I'll catch you on the flip side.